You're listening to 101 with Tommie Zam. On the 53rd episode, we sit down with Tibo from the Lullies, talking about music and life. Let's do this. Hey, what's up, Tibo? How you doing?
Hey, hi Tommy, what's up? I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
Oh man, just out here in good old sunny San Diego. Where you at?
Well, I'm home in Montpellier, south of France, on the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh wow, I heard that's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Is it like summertime over there, wintertime, or what?
Yeah, it's like looks like summertime already started. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And what's the culture like out there?
Um. Well, it's like all you can imagine in a Mediterranean country. Like olive oil and sun, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean, man. Definitely. I mean, the food's probably amazing. What's your favorite thing to eat out there?
There's a lot of things I love, but there's a big culture around the bulls here, and I
Hmm.
love bull meat. It's
Ooh.
incredible. Like the cowboys here, we call them guardian,
Hmm.
and they do it with wine, with red wine. It's wonderful. I love it.
Oh wow, it sounds amazing. You're making me hungry right now. I
Yeah.
might have to have you UPS me some stuff. So, what got you? Tell the audience a little bit about you, who you are, and and what band you're with.
Okay, so I play the bass in that band called Les Lullies. I've been touring and I've been playing in bands for I don't know, eight, 18 years probably.
Wow.
Um, so that band Les Lullies we started in 2016. We've been touring pretty much everywhere in Europe, and we've been to the USA and Canada twice. Um, we're going to release our second album. What about me? What can I say?
You're the man. You're the main guy, right?
um, well, I don't know. It's a group rock walk, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
And what got you into music? I mean, at a young age. I mean, how old when you started playing bass?
The bass. I started playing bass when I was 20 something. First, I played the guitar.
Hmm.
I started the guitar when I was 15, I guess. Yes,
Okay.
15 probably. And then, well, like there were a lot of guitarists and bands needed bass player. No one wanted to play the bass, and I wanted to go on tour. So I said, okay, I'm gonna play the bass, and that's how it started for me. But now I love it. I really enjoy playing bass.
That's awesome, man. So you're basically like, they're like, oh, we're going on tour, but you got to play bass. We don't need a guitarist, and you're like, yeah, sure, let's do this.
Yeah. Well, I love touring. That's what I do. When I'm not with my band, I go on tour with a band. I drive. I do the merch. I do the tour manager stuff.
That's awesome. That's really awesome to hear. You know what I mean? Like, not just playing music, but also too, you're like the tour manager for other bands and stuff. And actually enjoy going on tour because I know a lot of people don't like going on tour after so many years.
I know, but me it's the opposite. If I stay too long home, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. I don't like it, and I love to be on the road with the band. Like it doesn't matter if it's my band or another band. I just enjoy it.
That's awesome. And how'd you get into the music? Were your parents involved in music, or did they like played some like old like rock or something like that, or what?
Well, yeah, actually, yes. My dad was always listening music, so I grew up listening to music all the time at home, and when he was young, he was a lot into AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, all that kind of 70s rock,
Uh-huh.
and so that were like the first things I listened when I was young. And then I think I was probably 14 when I discovered the Ramones and the punk stuff. And at the same time, I think I discovered the all the 60s era music, like all the garage and pop and well, pretty much anything from that time. And I loved it. And as I'm a curious person. I like to dig, to discover more and understand. So I was trapped. I was trapped into music. So
That's awesome. I mean, that's awesome that, your dad was into AC/DC and Led Zeppelin and stuff like
mm,
that. And to influence you, that's what influenced you to put your ears to like, oh, what is this? AC/DC? This is rad.
yeah,
you
exactly,
know? Well,
exactly. Yeah.
and what's your favorite song from AC/DC?
Touch too much.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's such a good song right there.
Yeah,
The guitar, the bass, just everything on it. It's just like wow.
I love it. It's so good.
That's awesome. And that's when you start getting into music. So that when you start playing guitar around that time, or was it exactly 15?
Um, I first got into ACDC and listening to music, and after that, I started playing guitar like maybe 2 3 years ago. So I think I was listening to ACDC nonstop when I was like 12 years old, and I started playing the guitar. I think I was 14 or maybe 15, but I think I was 14 actually. Yeah,
Hmm.
and the same year, I read an article in a French rock magazine about a label that was from south of France, like where not far from where I was born to,
Hmm.
and it was only about French bands that were from like my area.
Hmm.
And so I was like, actually, those people they do it like it's not, they don't have to be um, in big cities or in a foreign country, or they're not American or English or whatever, and they still do it. So if they do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was a big thing for me, like it was a big influence on me.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, that's awesome to see that there's a French magazine that introduced you to like French rock or French heavy metal or whatever,
Yeah,
to show you like, hey, you know what, dude, you don't have to go dream big and be in America or UK or whatever, and you can just do it right
exactly,
here in your backyard and play at the dive bar or the pub.
exactly. Yeah,
And
that's it.
and and what was it like growing up in France? I mean, was it like fun? Like were people hyped about you playing guitar? I mean, like what was it like?
Um, yeah, for me it was pretty fun. It was pretty, yeah, it was nice. Um, you know, I don't know. It's hard to it's hard for me to compare because that's all I know.
Uh-huh.
I can't really compare that to anything else. But yeah, it was good.
And did
um,
you have a lot of friends that listen to the same music you did, or was it like did they
no,
no?
no, not really. I was kind of a weirdo.
You're the outcast, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was a strange guy. Plus I- I'm a tall guy, so I'm a bit not really the standard guy, you know.
Yeah. So
Um,
you're going to school like, all punk rock out or heavy metal out, and people are just like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" You know?
um, yeah, well, kind of, yes. I guess you can say that. And but it was boring in high school because most of the bands around they were playing ska music, but like not good ska. They were pretty terrible, like ska punk music.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it was pretty boring, and the bands I loved, nobody cared about. But
Yeah.
that was okay, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
like
it
whatever.
was yeah, it's your music, it's what made you who
Yeah,
you are, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Did you ever skateboard back then or what?
A little bit, a
A little
little
bit?
bit, but
How'd you do?
not that much. And I was pretty bad, so
How can you be bad on a skateboard, man?
I don't know. I think I'm not very skilled with being how do you say that in English, like balanced, you know,
On a board?
on the board. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And so, like, what I'm trying to picture is like, so where you grew up at, in France, it was like,
Mhm.
there was a lot of skateboarders, there was a lot of like, was there a lot of like skateboarders and punk rockers there, or rock and roll, like a mixture of them?
Where I grew up, skateboarders, yeah, because that yes, that was quite a big thing for a lot of young kids, you know, my age and stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, there was quite a lot of skateboarders. Then punk rockers and stuff. Not really. I mean, there was some, but they were a bit older than us, you know.
Mhm.
They were like the big brothers.
Oh, okay. And those are the ones that you looked up to, right?
Um, I guess so. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that's awesome
Yes.
to have that, you know.
Yeah. I think it was a little bit like this. Yes.
Hmm. And then so do you remember? So you picked up your guitar at 15 or 14, and
Hmm.
then you did you go to school for it? Did you how'd you learn how to play?
Um, a guy gave me some lessons. He used to be a rockabilly guy back in the late 70s, early 80s,
Hmm.
and he's a very good guitar player, and he taught me stuff for like a year or two, I guess.
Hmm.
And anyway, I was playing all the time, like you know, like I was coming back from school, and I was just playing my guitar.
Were you doing like cover? Like,
And
do you have like music on, and you were like covering like other song, like pretending that you're jamming out with the other band and stuff like that, or what?
yes, I was trying to learn as many songs as possible, you know, like to get the little tricks and all that kind of stuff. And also maybe I was doing also, I guess, some more technical work, you know, like with scales and everything
Hmm.
to yeah to understand how it worked and etc. etc.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome.
I was
And
very interested in guitar and understanding how you do music with guitar and what you can do, you know, all the possibilities and stuff.
mhm. That's awesome. I mean, me, I can't play guitar at all. I try to play, and I mean, I'm not the best. I hit the strings, and if I got a girl over, I'll just, if I'm with a girl and she got a guitar or something like that, I'll look like I'm playing, But yeah, I'm not the best at guitar, and I have a lot of respect for people that can play the guitar because to me, it's such a hard instrument to play. Same with bass too, But I think a guitar is, to me, is like a lot more harder than a bass. What's your opinion?
It's very different. If you want to do just the very minimum, like bass is very easy. Then the thing with bass is to play in a band. That's because guitar you can play alone, it's fun. Bass, if you play alone, is boring as fuck. You got to play in a band to enjoy bass.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you start playing with a drummer, with other people, that's where bass is starts to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And to try to get the right groove and make it sound all right and everything. That's what is interesting to me with bass,
Yeah.
because it's an instrument that is a bit like in the back. You're not
Mm-hmm.
the main guy in front, but at the same time, it's super important, in the music. So that's pretty interesting to play. I really like it, and I really enjoy playing bass on stage. I think on stage I enjoy more bass than guitar.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, because that way you have, to me, the bass is like you have more, you handle the whole beats of everything. Like you're the main person that handles the beats. With a guitar and drummer and singer, they get the sound out there, but the bass is what people want to hear, is that big bass.
Yeah, and I really enjoy that feeling on stage where you you play with the drummer really, and there's that thing with the drummer that is going on. It's like that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And do you remember your first time ever perform, like being in a band? Do you remember that?
Um, yeah, yeah, I was in high school. Um, the band was called System D, and I was playing guitar, and we were just playing covers. So yes, that was like a pretty classic thing, I guess, like high school cover band.
Hmm. And were you nervous? I mean, did a lot of people, were you like nervous when that was your first time performing in front of a lot of people?
Uh, not particularly. I don't think I don't think I ever was very nervous getting on stage. That's not really a big problem for me.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, you probably, with all the practice you had, like for teaching and playing and, and in front of people, but it probably helped you out a lot.
Yes, and I mean it's a state of mind. Also, when you get on stage, you you're not here to look at your feet and say, "Oh, I'm sorry to be here." No, you go on stage and it's your moment, like for 45 minutes. It's you got to do it like for real for 45 minutes. So and it's not a big deal if you make some mistake or whatever. Like it's a bigger problem if you don't do it for real. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like so that's I think that's the point. It's just don't overthink it. Just fucking do it.
Hey, just fucking do it. That's right, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's it's skills, and have you ever, like, accidentally miss a tune or anything like that while performing?
Oh yeah.
And what do you usually do?
Oh
Do
yes.
you just keep on playing, or are you just like, oh shit, okay, da-da-da-dum?
Well, you got to keep on playing and pretend everything's all right as much as possible.
Hmm.
Uh, of course, sometimes it's not easy, but I think that's the best option still. also sometimes it happened that I was maybe a bit too drunk on stage or stuff like this, but you still got to do the job.
Yeah, you definitely do, man. Because you got like thousands of fans out there watching you, and you just can't stop what you're doing. You can't be like, oh shit, hold on, pause, let's rewind, let's play again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not sure if we have thousands of fans watching us, but um, the point is, even if there are only 10 people, you got to do it for those 10 people. It doesn't matter if there are like 50,000 people or 10 people. It's just you got to do it for the people who came to see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely. And how did like? So you started this one band in high school. So how did you move on to other bands and stuff? Did like people like saw you perform and from high school and on, or what?
No, then I moved to another city and I started to go to more shows there, and therefore I met other people, and we started to practice in a how do you say so, like some practice room.
Hmm.
And the people who own that practice space, they had a band, and so they offered me to go on tour with them, but as a roadie. And I said, okay, yeah. And I was like, my first tour, I was, I don't know, 18 or 19, and that's really the moment where I was like, okay, I love being on tour. I want to do that all the time. and and yeah, a bit after that. Um, the same people from that practice space, they told me that there was a band, another French band that were looking for someone for a tour, to play. At first, it was to play guitar,
Hmm.
and I just called them and I said, "Okay, I know you're looking for someone for a tour in Germany. I'm interested. I want to do it." And so we met. We rehearsed together, and maybe 2 weeks before the tour, they told me that actually the bass player quit, so I have to play the bass. And I said, okay, I'm gonna play the bass.
That's funny, dude.
And I just went on tour with them, and I played with them for 6 years after that.
Wow. So that was the first time you played bass. So you had to teach yourself how to play bass and learn their music too, right?
Yeah,
Was that nerve-wracking?
that was a good experience actually. Of course, at the beginning, I was doing very very simple thing on bass, like just very straightforward kind of stuff, but that was working very well with the kind of music we were playing, like straight garage punk stuff. So if you play bass like Didi Ramon style, that's perfect, and that's what I was doing more or less.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. I mean, just to have that, just to know that, learning about that experience you were in, basically, like, you're 18 going on your first tour, and then the band was like, "Hey, we want you to play guitar with us, but wait, our bass player just quit, so like, if you want to go on tour, you got to play bass." And you're just like, "Shit, all right, cool, we can do this."
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
man,
why not?
yeah. I would have been nervous. I'd be like, shit, dude, I better make sure I learn this. So how long, like, how many, was it 24 hours that you had to learn all their stuff or what?
uh, I had um, I had 2 or 3 weeks to learn all the songs on bass,
Uh-huh.
so that was okay.
And it,
And
and it, go ahead.
after that, when you are on tour, you play every night. So after three or 4 days, you're totally in. You know what I mean? Like you know the set, you know all the songs, and everything is just automatic.
Yeah, yeah. And go back a little bit when you went on your first tour as a
Mhm.
roadie when you're 18. I mean, were you like very excited, or you like, oh my gosh, I'm finally doing something I want to do, or something I want to do, you know?
Oh, I was super excited, and I was the drummer was one of my best friends, and we were young. He was younger than me, actually. He was still underage, I think, at the time, and we were just like a bunch of white kids, going on tour for the first time, being super excited, getting drunk every night. Um,
Girls going wild.
yeah, and we were always having a fight between each other, but that was fun.
And that's when you fell in love with tour. That's when you were like, I need to do this for a living. I need to do this for me to have fun with, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really awesome to have that experience, you know, go be the first your first tour was being a roadie, and just experience it and learn from it, you know?
Oh, that was great, and so those people from that band called Sonic Angels. They were the owner of the practice space that's called Subsonic, and I did more tours with them, and I learned a lot of stuff from them, which is great, because they are older people.
Hmm.
Um, they are they had a lot of experience and stuff, so I discovered a lot of stuff, like music, about how to organize a tour, about a lot of things.
Yeah.
That was great. And then when I started playing bass with that band, that was the same. I learned pretty much um, everything I know now from when I was in that band.
Hmm.
Like how to organize a tour, how to keep a band going, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And how hard is it to keep it organize a band, like doing the tour stuff? You know what I mean? Like, how hard is it?
Well, it depends on a lot of. There can be a lot of problems, but let's it, how to explain that.
Do the best you can do. I'm understanding what you're saying. Your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
English is good,
No,
man.
I'm thinking how to put that. It's first you have to find the right people to talk to, to organize the shows, because you want to play. In, Me, I wanted to play everywhere. I wanted to play in every city, but how do you do that? So you gotta find a way to get the contacts everywhere,
Hmm.
and then, well, make it work. with with everything, with everybody's schedule, which is always a problem, with the money, with pretty much everything. But that's exciting in a way.
Yeah. And do you have like a lot of when you organize, because you organize a lot of bands, like you do a lot of tours, not just with your band, but with other bands too. Do you feel like it's easier, or do you feel like it's harder to play at certain places?
Well, I don't do the booking
Oh, you don't
anymore.
do booking.
So,
Okay.
but actually, I think booking is very hard, and I'm very happy that uh, with Lullies, with my band now, we have one of my best friend doing the booking for us. That
Okay.
makes things easier, really. Um,
You don't want to handle the booking, huh?
no, no, I already have a lot of things to do. You know, I write all the lyrics, I write part of the music, I take care of a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I leave the booking to my friend. he's,
You're
he,
like, hey, you're like, hey, just you just handle the booking. Let me just do me.
yeah, he's very good at that. He has a lot of contacts. He's doing a great job, so that's perfect. You know.
That's awesome. I mean, that's awesome to have. It's like somebody you can trust to handle the booking and stuff while you doing the, organizing the bands and making sure everybody's on schedules right and the
Oh yeah,
money's coming in and everybody's getting paid and stuff like that.
yeah. No, that's great because he's well, he was the leader of that band I played with for 6 years. You know, so he's like my
Okay.
brother. Like we know each other very well, so I totally trust him. And if there's a problem, we can speak straight. If you know, that's perfect.
That's awesome. And then how did you guys meet up? Like how did you find everybody to perform this band less?
With Les Lullies, okay. I met first Romeo, who plays the lead guitar and sing, and Mana, who's the drummer. I met them when they were, I think they're younger than me. I think they were 16,
Hmm.
and I was 20, uh, 22 probably. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. And they were young kids. They were already very good, very talented, and they were they had their own band back in the days. They were already really good. They were playing surf music,
Oh, what sick.
and then they did that rhythm and blues band called Les Gris Gris,
Hmm.
which was absolutely killer. And they started to hang at the rock and roll bar, the only rock and roll bar that was left in Montpellier in the center. And so we started to hang together and stuff. And after that, I put together another punk band called Les Lullies, and I invited Romeo play guitar on a track on the album,
Hmm.
and it was a great experience. And we started thinking we should do a band together, and we finally we we finally just did it, and we recorded something very quick, but we had no idea we were really gonna do something with that, you know,
Hmm.
and this label in Spain, Discos Meteoro, they offered us to release the first EP, and we were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Uh,
That's
and
funny.
so we were very lucky because quickly we had a lot of cool opportunities, you know, like good offers, and and so it began.
And that's how you found everybody and that's how it all started and stuff. That's rad, dude. And you say you write all the music for this band, right?
No, I write all the lyrics. Um, now, now that we sing in French, I write all the lyrics because we used to sing in English
Hmm.
at the beginning, and now we sing in French.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah, I
I
listen.
write all the French lyrics, and I write part of the music. Like the music is a common work, really.
Hmm.
Um, but like I bring the ideas from some songs, and some other songs the idea is brought by the other guys, you know,
Dude, that's
and then we
awesome.
work all together to make it work.
That's awesome because I listened to once your PR sent me over your music and stuff. I
Yeah,
checked you guys out, and that's what and I loved it. I just
thank you.
to me it just sounds like I don't know. I just never heard of French, punk rock. You know what I mean, or rock. So I was like, wow, this is
Uh,
awesome. It's like, I was trying to picture like, is it like Ramones or is it his own? But to me, I think your style, you guys' style it's totally different. It has nothing because you know how you listen to some music, they sound like, oh, they sound kind of like Ramones, or they sound like, you know, a little bit of Guns N' Roses or whatever. But your guys' style it does. You guys don't sound like anybody. You just sound like yourselves, and
Oh,
it's awesome.
thank you. I really appreciate that. It's a very great compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, and writing French. I mean, how you do that? I mean, that's awesome. To explain that.
Well, honestly, we on the first album we just wrote one song in French, and we thought, shit, that's better actually. Like we sing in our natural language. That's easier for us. We enjoy it more. We should do that. But the thing is that the rhythm of the French language is not the same as the rhythm of the English language. So
Mhm.
that's not that easy. But I started to write and write and write and write a lot of stuff, um, to like like a practice, to find a way to do it.
Mhm.
And it finally worked, and now I really enjoy writing it. I mean, all the lyrics in French, and I really love that part of the work.
Yeah, and that song you're talking about, is it the song? I can't even say it. Manor di Manu. Is that the one?
Mourir d'ennui. Yep.
Dude, that song is awesome. That's
Yep.
one of the songs I listen to, and I was like, "Whoa!" That's what got me, because I have a really good friend of mine. His name is Kosher Dills, and he's Jewish. So he did a song all in Hebrew, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
And just to hear like you doing a song all in French, that's to me that's awesome too, because you're doing your own language. You're what you feel comfortable doing.
Yes, exactly. We we sing more naturally, and we just have to worry about how we sing. We don't have to think about our pronunciation and everything,
Yeah.
because well, we can speak a little bit of English, but it's still a broken English with a strong French accent. So it's way better in French, I think.
Well, everything's better in French.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but let's say our songs are better in French. Let's agree on that.
That's awesome. But nah, and like, is it so when you're writing this music, and so you got to put, are you playing the guitar while you're writing this music so you can make sure the tunes and everything sound? I mean, I know you do bass, but when you're writing the music, are you playing guitar while you're doing it?
Yes, yes. Usually, I use the guitar. Yes.
And is it pretty hard to do? Like write the music and make sure the tune goes with the songs?
Uh, it's okay. It depends. Um, sometimes I have kind of everything. The lyrics with the songs and everything. Sometimes I only have the music and the lyrics come after. Sometimes I have lyrics and I don't know which song they're gonna fit.
Hmm.
And but it's I don't think it's too hard. I think if it's too hard and you have to force it, it's probably not gonna work. You know what I mean? And so, of course, you have to work on it, but it has to come a little bit naturally. If it's all if I'm trying and trying and trying and it's not working, maybe there's something that is not gonna work anyway.
Yeah. And do you just like scratch it and then try to find something else to go with it, go with the tune? Like
Yes.
what I mean is like you write the song and it doesn't go with the tunes of the guitar. You're like, fuck, just crumbled up, throw the paper to the ground, and then you write another song to make sure it goes right.
Yeah, usually what I do is I keep the words just in case for another songs or whatever,
Hmm.
and I try with something else.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, to me, writing music, it's like writing a poem. because you're basically writing your experiences or life or whatever, and that to me, what you're doing is amazing.
Well, yes, and that's especially more true for us now that we sing in French. Actually,
That's good,
I
right?
think I think the lyrics. I think the lyrics are a bit more personal now.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And like, and you guys just dropped this new a single called Zero Ammunition. Tell us about that.
Sorry, what?
You guys dropped a single recently, correct?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep.
And it's called what? Zero? Did I say that right? Zero ammunition?
Zéro ambition. Uh,
Yes.
yep.
I was trying to do it French, but I couldn't. My French is not the greatest.
It's a difficult language, no problem.
Hey, I wish I could talk to French. I'll go, dude. How many women I would get if I talked French? Like woo wee, hey, but it doesn't work.
Well, it's nice to try anyway.
I know, I know. So tell us about the single. Tell us how'd you come up with this name, the song.
um,
Um, Tell
okay.
us about
The music, it was Francois, who's the like the who plays the rhythm guitar and sings. He
it.
wrote that. He wrote that song. So he brought like the music and he has the melody for the voice, everything. But he didn't have the lyrics. And
Hmm.
so we started working together on the song. And I came up with those lyrics. I had that in mind for a while. Um, because it's all basically the nowadays we are very feed all the time with ambition and success and all that thing being a very big deal,
Hmm.
and it's annoying as fuck. I really hate it. It's ridiculous. Like, it's all the time, about yeah, being the big man and whatever. So the song is about yeah, fuck that shit. I don't care about that. So that's what the song is about.
I like that. Because basically you're saying, who gives a shit if you're the big man or you're part of the cool guy club or whatever. We don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's about if I have to be ridiculous as you to be the big success, well, I'm not gonna be the big success then, because I don't want to be like you. you know.
Yep, nope. I know what you mean, man. Definitely, 100%. And it's a good song too. I mean, it's definitely a good
Thank
song.
you. Thank you.
And like, like that's just rad. Like how you guys came up. Because there's another song I like. It's "Don't Look Twice." That's another
Oh
good song.
yeah.
And did you write that one, or did all you guys write that one?
Um, I think Romeo wrote the music on that one,
Hmm.
and I think he did. I think that was him and Francois who wrote most of the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
I think I wrote maybe one sentence or two, but they wrote most of it.
Yeah, that's a good song. Very good song. And one
Thank
last
you.
song, and off your album that you guys dropped while back. One of the songs, another song I like was "Stranger to Myself."
Oh, thanks. Well, that one, I came up with the music, and when we recorded it in the studio, we still didn't have the lyrics at the time,
Hmm.
and we were like, okay, but now it's recorded. We gotta write something, no? And so I just um, I just took some papers where I had like some stuff written, and I did like a puzzle of everything, and I said,
Hmm.
okay, that's gonna be the lyrics, and I wrote the lyrics like this in the studio 10 minutes before recording the voices.
Oh wow! And what's your outtake of that song, "Stranger Than Myself"?
What's the what? Sorry.
Oh, what's the meaning behind that? "Stranger to Myself."
Oh, well, it's about being lost, and being lost and having that feeling. You need to change stuff. You need to move on. You need to move to another city to meet new people, all that kind of things.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a good song. I mean, I like it a lot. To me, what I got from it was just like, "Stranger to Myself" is it's basically what you said, but also too, I feel like, you're a stranger to yourself because you don't know who you are, half of the time,
Mhm.
because you're so caught up to all these different things that going on in society, like social media, you know, politics and all that stuff and everything. So, you follow that, but really you're not yourself because you're a stranger to yourself. That's what I got from
Yes, yes. Well,
it.
yes.
I get a gold star.
Yeah,
Cool, cool. No, but that's what I got from it, and also too what you said too, the exact same thing, or kind of sound the same thing. But yeah, it's definitely good stuff. And like like I said before, you guys' music is such a great thing. You know what I mean? It's so different, and I like that. When I want to listen to music, I don't want to listen to something that sounds like everything else. But you guys, like I said, you guys' music just sounds so original. And just it just sounds fun. Like if I ever go to your shows, it sounds like I'm ready to see a big old mosh pit and people just having fun running around.
oh, thank you.
and and like one of the questions I wanted to ask is do you feel that it's a lot harder to get more notice, or not notice, but like get out there more coming from France than it is coming from UK, Canada, US? I mean, do you feel like the music industry kind of like promotes you guys a little bit more, or what?
um, okay. I think the good thing for us is that we live not far from Spain, and we play a lot in Spain, and it works pretty well there. Um, there's a good audience there. People love music. They love rock and roll. So um, that's a good thing for us. Then in France now, we're getting a bit more of promotion than what we used to before.
Hmm.
But I don't know. You know, we in the end we find a way to tour a lot, no matter what, and so we do we do the promotion that way. Like people they know the band because they see us live.
Hmm.
I think that's the best way. Then I don't really realize if we have a lot of press and radio, and I don't really know. I don't realize.
You don't realize it. I mean, have
No.
you ever have you ever heard your songs on the radio or anything?
Um. Yes. On some radios, yes, but
And when you heard your first time you heard your song on the radio, we're like, "Whoa, are they really playing my song? That's rad!"
yes, because it was in the first time it was in Spain on on a national Spanish radio.
Rad! Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. So we were like, wow, okay, that's uh, that's a lot, but that was great.
Dude, that's awesome. And so So Spain must be like a very big like music for music, like for the music industry and stuff over there.
Yes, all the bands in Europe they tour in Spain. Everybody wants to tour in Spain because it's
Really?
yeah,
Why is
it's
that?
well the I don't know the audience is like it's people are more fun and it's the mood there and it's easier to meet the people. It's easier to get the contacts to talk to with everybody and like the promoters they love the band, they love the music, they're gonna put up the show. It's easy. Um, Everything is easier.
That's
So
crazy. That's crazy to think. I didn't, to me, coming from the United States, living in the United States, I would never thought that Spain would like be a big music um place to go to. Like everybody wants to go to play in Spain. Like I never thought that. I thought that they would either go to like UK or typical London or Italy or France or something like that. But Spain, that's pretty rad to know.
I don't know. France is complicated. It can be nice, but it's not easy. And the UK now with Brexit and everything, it's pain in the ass. And frankly,
Oh, really? That bad?
yeah, it's more complicated now. I don't know.
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, because over here, because I talk, I talk to a lot of Canadians, musicians, and they always tell me they don't come to the United States. They always go to Europe because they have a bigger audiences and more festivals and stuff in Europe and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's pretty rad. And now I'm talking to you, and then you're telling me like Spain is like the big hot spot to go to. And I was like, dude, that's pretty rad.
Yeah,
What's your favorite place to play in Spain?
I love Madrid. I think Madrid is one of my favorite cities in Spain.
Okay. And why is that?
Um,
I never been there, so I don't know what it's like. So why is it why you say that?
okay. Well, it has that energy of the big cities, the big cities, like, but also it's more relaxed than most big cities.
Hmm.
Um, in some ways, sometimes it has almost the feeling of a village, but in the good way. I don't know. There's really something I love about Madrid, and there's something
Yeah,
special there that is still exciting.
that's awesome. I mean, that's awesome to hear that. So I think my next trip I'm going to make it to Madrid, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I think it will be.
We'll have to meet. We'll have to meet in Madrid, and we'll go on tour.
Yeah, definitely, man. If you wanna come to Europe, just hit me up and I'll give you tons of good address and tips, whatever.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I have a couple of homies that live in France, and stuff like that too, and everything. I don't know where exactly they live, but I do have some friends that live in France, and they always talk to me and tell me like, "Oh, you gotta come to France." It's like I love to. One day I will come to France.
Well, yeah.
and what's your Tibo, what's your day in the life like? What's your day like? Before you go, when you wake up and perform and this or what's your day like?
You mean on tour or?
Or just normal day. Like what do you usually do on your normal day? What's your day in life like?
Oh, well, checking up all the emails and messages from all the social medias, all that kind of stuff. That it's a bit of pain in the ass, but you need it for the band. That's pretty. So um, then I don't know. I call our booking agent maybe 2-3 times a week
Hmm.
to see what we're doing and everything. Um, Also, yeah, I talk with the guys from the band pretty much every day. I normally I play bass and guitar every day
with
for
with
for
other
two
bands
hours.
or by yourself?
By myself, I mean.
Okay.
And we don't practice a lot because we usually tour a lot. So
That's
there's
it. That's your practice.
yeah, there's no. I mean, in 2018, 2019, those 2 years we did every year we did 100, 120 shows a year.
Hold on. What? You did 100 and 120 shows?
Yeah,
Holy shit, dude. That's a lot of shows.
yeah, that's a lot.
Do you ever take a break? I mean, did you like say, did you guys like throw the white flag out and say, yo, I'm taking a break on here. We're on 100 right now.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm totally taking a break this summer because we are going on tour with Lullies next weekend,
Hmm.
and we are on tour until the 8th of July.
Oh, wow.
So, uh, yeah, we said, okay, we want like 2 or 3 weeks of holidays in the summer because we need it,
120. Is that the most you ever done?
Yes.
Wow. What's the record? Do you know the record of how many tours that somebody did, a band did?
Well, I guess the record for a band is probably 365 gigs a year, no? I guess.
Holy cow, 365? Hey, if you guys beat that, man, that's a record. Dude, that's awesome. I mean, you guys really love what you do, and you know what? I love to hear that. You know, I mean, because I mean, do 100, 120 shows is like amazing. You know,
Yeah, it's great.
you know, and it's cool too because you guys don't have to go on. You know, you guys don't have to practice or anything because you guys are on tour basically 120 times. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and you said you guys got a new album coming out.
Yes, exactly. It's gonna be out on the 26th of May,
Okay.
and it's gonna be out on Slovenly Recording.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, we're very excited.
And is this what the tour is about promoting the new album, or what?
Sorry, what?
Is the tour about promoting the new album?
Yes, yes,
Okay, sick, dude. So that's all, you said that's on May 26th?
yes. It will be out on May 26th officially, but we already have the. Uh, I mean, it's already is ready.
It's already to go and shoot. You only got one more month to go.
Yes, exactly.
Are you excited?
Oh yes.
That's awesome. And you guys got a tour too coming up too on May 20th, right? At the Darts.
Yes.
So tell us about that tour.
Well, we just have
Or
uh,
or that show, I mean, basically.
yeah, I think it's like 1 or 2 gigs with them. But it's cool because we're gonna play with them near our hometown, and it's gonna be like the release party for us. And we invited also um, a cool Spanish band that we like
Hmm.
to play on the gig. So I think it's gonna be a very good night, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Sounds like you guys gonna have fun, man. It sounds good. The darts are pretty good too, man. I like the
Yeah,
darts.
yeah. We have the same booking agent in France and in Europe.
Really?
Yes, so yeah,
Congratulations on that.
pretty cool.
Congratulations on that. And then before we take off, where can people find? Do you have a website? Do you have social media? What platforms people can get your music? Can you let them know?
Well, we are on every platform you can imagine, like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Bandcamp, Deezer, like pretty much everything. Of course, we are on Facebook, Instagram. We have a website also. Um, So I think it's pretty easy to find us, and our album is on the is out on Slovenly Recording. They are from Reno, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can find us easily.
There you go. Awesome, man. Yeah. So, yeah, listeners, I just want to say definitely get their music because it's definitely, you guys should be so hyped for it. And if you guys ever come to the U.S., let me know because I would love to see you guys perform live.
Well, I'll keep you posted, but probably next year. Yeah, we have a plan.
All right, you gotta do all the states now if you come here. Tour
Yeah,
every single state, 50
I'd, I'd
states.
I'd love to. I'd love to. I'm thinking about this.
Even Hawaii and Alaska, we'll consider them part of that.
Okay, deal.
And one last thing before we take off. Do you have anything you want to say to upcoming musicians? Anybody that wants to be a roadie or part of a tour, or anything at all?
Well, just do it. Yeah, just throw yourself to the water and do it. Just don't hesitate. Like, and take any opportunity you have and enjoy it.
Oh yeah, dude. That's true. Just do it. Don't be afraid to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, Tibo, thank you so much for coming on, man. And hey, like I said before, you guys, I love you guys' music, and dude, it's so different than anything else. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys next year. And I'm definitely excited to check out the album on May 26th.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot, Tommie. Thank you for having me in your program. Really appreciate.
No problem, buddy. Well, hey, have fun on tour. Don't do anything crazy I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
All right, homie. Have a good one. Go ahead.
I can't promise anything.
Hey, just only a couple of t-shirts, couple girl stuff, hey, enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, Tibo. Well, thank you so much, man, and have fun on tour and be safe.
Thank you, Tommie.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.